Hey right guys, Trish Munches Joe here, and today we are watching and reacting to episode 11 of This Is Us Season 2. We of course had the trilogy ending with the last episode with Randall, and all three of those episodes were fantastic. So I'm assuming now we're going to get back into kind of having all the characters involved, which I think it'll be nice jumping back from the multiple stories, but that's not to take away from what that kind of mini trilogy was. It was very well done, and yeah, like I say, we care for Toby now, which is great. We feel bad for Kevin, which is fantastic. And we still love Randall. Nothing's really changed there with Randall, but he had a great episode as well. So yeah, episode 11, guys. If you enjoy, remember to leave a like. If you're new, remember to subscribe. And if you do want the early and uncut reactions to This Is Us, then link to the Patreon page will be in the description and one of the comments down below, where there should be around a season ahead, I think. So they'll be on around this episode in season 3 by the time this episode's on YouTube. And down below will be my Twitter and Instagram as well, if you want to follow me on either of those. But for now, let's do this. You can't go wrong with Monopoly. You just can't, by the way. It's like one of those games you can't go wrong. Monopoly's class.
We're going on vacation.
Oh!
Yes, we are.
Where are we
in a
going?
cabin in the Poconos. That's, of course, if Mom thinks.
Of course, yeah, we got to chat with Mom.
I cannot believe that I haven't talked to Kevin in over a month.
Jesus.
Ever gone this long with him.
Over a month, that's actually wild for those two as well.
Kev's in rehab. I let Kevin get sent to rehab.
Oh, it's been a month.
Technically, the judge at his DUI.
Oh, okay, so we've just skipped a month.
But now it's
okay.
I'm going to stay focused. Because when life takes...
I eat crisp like that sometimes. Like a little rabbit. That's... Oh, he's going to find something, isn't he? Of course, it would only rip on the time he needs to find something at the bottom of the bin, which is...
Hey, are you ready?
Oh, is it just like
Toby?
chicken and like cookies?
I love Julie. She makes better brownies than you.
Oh shit, he went all out with that. I thought he just did noise, but no, he went in.
I understand why she had to move home.
Well, you know, we just want to make sure.
Mom.
All right, yeah.
Where'd the book come from? She just suddenly had a book that she was reading.
Cut him some slack. He didn't know Tess was in the car.
Yeah, he just knew he was a danger to everyone else on the road.
What do you want me to say, babe?
Yeah, we can't really cut him that much slack.
But when I was at my lowest, Kevin was there for me. So now we got to be there for him, too.
Fine.
Don't turn your back on family, says Vin Diesel as he drifts off a cliff into a volcano.
We're here for you, Kevin.
That is some white people level repression, babe.
I was raised by white.
Everybody knows.
Everyone knows. Everyone knows.
I just want to tell you that.
No, I know. I know.
Oh yeah, he wouldn't have even spoken to her since,
Hey,
like, since she lost the baby and stuff.
now we're here for you, Kev.
He said it.
Good. I'm good. You know, I'm better than I've been in a long time. Barb, hey.
Like, Kevin, you're still chatting shit. He's still...
Just your siblings and your mom and not the others.
The others. What are we all
Dang.
lost?
Toby's face, he's done.
Feeling that's
Right.
She's right.
No, just do what you need to do. You know.
She
go
ain't
and not make a big
happy,
deal out of it.
understandably, but...
You sure?
We're going to get a day out with Toby, Beth and Miguel, though. I mean, that's something new. That's something you wouldn't have expected, so...
But Charles, not our actual kid who takes after my grandmother, who's just, she was big bone.
Jake, you gotta listen to her, please. Oh, they don't, so...
No more daily trips to that ice cream place either.
Oh...
Mom, check out my spiral! Yeah, I'm watching, bud. It's amazing.
George Washington. Randall's reading about George Washington.
I don't want to play football. Why do I have to? Dad, catch!
Back of the air. Oh, I thought I was gonna hit a key.
Just let her go, Dad.
He's just like, I don't give a shit about anything. I just want to play football.
Hey, Forrest, catch!
Right, yeah, Wackman. Cool. Why? He's a shit.
Serious, Kevin? You almost hit your brother in the face. I know. I missed.
Oh, he's a little shit.
Nobody to talk to.
Again, he just sees it as no one. You kind of see the little seeds of him seeing it as a kid, like no one's spending time with him.
And I'm sorry, too, for taking my eye off the ball.
You can't have your eye on Kevin's
You were the ball.
balls. It's not her job. Like, it is, but it isn't. I don't know. It's like like Toby said, they had a lot going on anyway. Like,
I didn't know Tess was in the car, obviously, but I am so sorry.
We're here for you, Kevin.
For fuck's sake, Randall.
I have been telling Kev that he has to find out a way to talk about his grief.
She did say that, though, episode 3 or something, 4.
Was that a look? Like, did...
Yeah, they definitely got looks.
I love Randall.
Even about your father. That we're not so perfect when he was actually alive.
Ooh.
Can we go there together?
We do. We gotta do it. Oh, she is not. What do you mean?
No.
Hey, this is the trio we love. Let's go.
To the new big three.
Hey, the new big three.
All right.
Anytime I try to have a conversation about Kevin's behavior, I go into the Pearson no-fly zone.
We all got an agreeable.
That she's been hiding from me.
It's not about Jack, right? Because that's like a straight-up...
Just don't do
I learned
that.
that
Don't do
a long
that.
time ago. His mustache made him look like a 70s porn star. Yeah, I thought she was gonna deck me.
Oh, she didn't.
To Jack.
Okay. We gotta be respectful to Jack. Even I'm like, you can't talk shit about Jack.
Always put them on the desk, by the corkboard near the lamp.
Why don't you go check the bathroom one more time and then I'll come help you look for him, okay?
Okay.
Well, there was shits taking him, Kevin, obviously.
Did you take your brother's glasses?
No. Can I go?
Kevin.
Lies.
So I'm gonna give you the count of 3 to tell me where they are.
I hate
What?
you.
Kevin, you don't hate me. You're just
Bruh.
over
God. It's like one of those, like, they clearly need to be spending more time with him, but it's like, oh, mate, you are annoying, though.
I guess my entire childhood, I always felt like I came in second to you two, with mom and dad. You know, like I was, like fifth wheel of the family.
Kevin, that's crazy.
Kate, please, let Kevin speak.
Oh, piped
We
down.
had dad because we're a family of addicts.
Okay. We're not a family of addicts.
Okay,
My father was
pardon.
an addict, Kate. His father was an addict. I'm an addict.
He ain't wrong.
Do you get more money the sicker that he is, or do you get to keep him
What?
longer?
Hold on.
He's like the most serious. Oh, pipe
You want me
down.
to talk about dad,
Yeah,
right? Okay, so that's what I'm doing.
Kate needs to shut up. He's been the most open he's been with at any point.
I'm crazy. You're here by court order, and I'm crazy.
What?
Rebecca, do you have an opinion?
Let's move on from
about your
Kate.
husband's alcoholism?
Your movie wrapped. You weren't rolling with Sly and Ron Howard anymore. Nobody was looking at you. So you had to get us all up here. All eyes on you.
That's not it.
Two drug problems.
No, that's not it either. He started taking alcohol because his pain was too much with the pills. I didn't back Randall. I love Randall, don't get me wrong. Some pieces in there I agreed with.
Why do you think your daughter was hiding in my car? Have you ever thought about that?
What about it?
She was avoiding the Randall show.
Don't you
No,
dare
no,
talk
welcome
about
Oh,
to the Randall
God.
show, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone, the truth, which is that you love Randall the most. He's your
that's
favorite,
not
right?
true,
It's
Kevin.
not true.
Oh.
Absolutely.
You're pretending to be
No,
this
he was
perfect
just
family.
easier. He was easier, and he didn't recoil when I touched him, and he wasn't some sullen
He was a
teenager
little
who
shit.
was angry at me for no reason, and he didn't
Fuck.
abandon me and move away after his father died.
Randall was easy, like, from what we've seen to parent for. Like, it wasn't easy, but it's like, I felt like it was easy for them to have a connection with it because Kevin was such a little shit, and we've seen that. And we know Kevin was doing that because he was seeing, like, his parents bond with Randall and Kate and not him, so he acted out. So it's like a domino effect for it. So I'm with Kevin the most, but not, like, all the way. I'm, like, split between so many people. We've got a lot to unpack after this episode based on that one scene.
You know, when I was a kid, I was obsessed with Star Wars. I loved that it was this huge story.
Yeah, now it's turned to shit.
Those four lived through something very unique together. They lived through the loss of the best man that any of us will ever know. And
At least he's
that's
aware of
why
that.
they get to be on the inside, Toby.
Can't really say it.
How drunk is Miguel?
I don't think he's that drunk. That's pretty wise of him. I don't know, probably not.
I took Kate to the ice cream parlor.
Oh, Jack.
I know.
Jack, we just talked about that.
I know. I couldn't stand the way she was looking at me.
Yeah, but that's the point.
Who takes them on those secret trips to Toys R Us when you're out running errands with them?
I used to have secret trips to Toys R Us with my dad.
That guy knows everything.
I bought Canis Kane Edit and Lego Star Wars. Don't know why we went there for games. Lord of the Rings figures as well.
Plus, I'll give our kids something to talk about in therapy one day.
Well, no, I don't think you'll enjoy it. I don't think you'll be laughing.
For a bad guy, you have one hell of a disguise.
That is such a good guy thing to say.
He is a good guy, though. Like, it's hard. If Jack's the good guy, everyone else in the world is the bad guy. That's the problem, because you just stand next to him and it's like, what can you do about it? It's Jack.
And I wanted to be there for you today, and I wasn't. I did a bad job today, and I'm sorry.
I'm sorry about Tess.
I know.
Oh, there you go me again. Okay, I'm glad.
Crazy ass brothers.
I'm glad Randall said that.
I really do.
I think he's definitely right though. They all just had different perspectives on their own childhood.
I have a lot of things mixed up with food. And I thought that my issues were kind of obvious. But I don't know. I don't know.
All of Toby's being understanding.
Hey, Kev. I'm really sorry. I want you to know that if you tell me you didn't take Randall's glasses, I believe you.
Okay.
He did take them. He's gonna put them back. I don't know. Maybe he's scared of the light.
Hey, Mom.
Oh, and they're all sleeping together. Yeah. See what I mean? Like his perspective there. That is his perspective. Like they did have favourites. They just need to admit that. Like they did have favourites. It was Randall and Kate. It's just. I'm not saying Kevin didn't make it easy. Like he's definitely made it hard for them to bond. But you see like that, and you get why. He lashes out at like Kate. Rebecca and stuff.
I never worried about you. Because I didn't think that I had to. But now, I realize that I was wrong.
Yeah. You should always worry about your kids, I guess, like, even if they seem like they're fine, haven't they? I had a parent, so I can't speak from experience, but...
But I know we had moments, you and me, Kevin. I know we did. I feel it in my bones.
It's funny, because you see, like, this, and we're like this moment here, but you wouldn't remember that. Like, there's parts of my childhood I do remember, but little things like this, they probably don't remember, because, you know, you wouldn't. Like, oh yeah, like that time I kind of slept next to you on the floor when I saw you by yourself.
I hope we did.
Like, she could pull that as an example, but she wouldn't remember that. But maybe she would. It's like, you don't really pick and choose the things you remember about your childhood, you just remember certain things, so it's, yeah.
But maybe I ain't the one.
So, there we go, guys. That is episode 11 of This Is Us Season 2. Another amazing episode. I kind of thought we'd have maybe a bit of a more, not toned down episode, but one, you know, kind of getting back into having all their stories, because we did have, you know, each character. I didn't think they'd go this hard, this soon, after like 3 fantastic episodes, but, oh, God, so good. Like, how do they do every single episode? It's sick. I love it. I love this show. Is it the best show I'm reacting? I think I've had this debate already. I think, like I said, writing wise, it is the best show I'm reacting to. Oh God, like that therapy scene when they were all going off, and there's like, I was trying to save it to the end, but Randall kind of pretty much said it towards when they were sat on the bench anyway. But it's just interesting because they all had their own perspective on it. Like, from Randall's point of view, he was bullied by Kevin his entire childhood, and he was, yeah, sure, he's close to his parents. Like, and Kate was coddled by Jack all the time, like buying her ice cream because she looks sad. So obviously she's gonna have that bond and then we see like Kevin, his point of view is he always sees Jack and Rebecca like spending time with Kate and Randall, not him, and that makes him act out. So we see that, and that's when I'm like, oh, he's a little shit because he acts out, which he is a little shit. Like, there's no denying that. But then they just see him acting out. They don't see him being sad that they're not spending time. And like, even when they're in the pool, and I think it actually showed that in the flashback, but in the previously on This Is Us, when he was in the pool and he saw like them bonding with Kate and Randall, and not noticing that he was actually about to drown. Like, I think it was like episode 4 of season 1 when that happened, and I she pointed out they're not even paying attention to him and all that stuff, and it just kind of built on that. But that therapy scene, so that's what I was going to say. But like, so Randall pretty much said that anyway by saying that they all had their own perspectives and using the example of when he got the glasses, which is really well done. Randall's always very wise, so you can't go wrong with Randall. Yeah, so that was all very good. I like that we had kind of, as they said, the new big 3 or whatever with Toby, Beth and Miguel kind of having their own little mini therapy about how they feel like they can't really talk about Jack, like say anything bad about him. Not that they would do that, but it's just like one of those territories where you can't delve too much into it because they're not that open about it. But that was good. And then Miguel saying that, you know, he married his best friend's wife and no one talks about that, but he knows it's there and he's always kind of on the outside of the family. Beth kind of saying that, you know, she can't be angry at Kevin because Randall won't let her be angry and all that stuff. Not let her be angry, but yeah, I think it's just it's a hard one. I love all the characters. I do think all of them now. I'm at a point where I at least really like or love all the characters. Some are still better than others, obviously, like any show, but it is interesting where I'm at that point now. Because the standouts for me were like Miguel and Toby, Kate. Kate still is a bit like, this episode kind of annoyed me. Kate does this like this in this episode. I'm just like, shut up. And the therapist was just like, right, okay, we're going to move on to Rebecca, and kind of spoke to her in the therapy instead of Kate, because it's just like, oh my god, you don't get what this. Let him talk. Like, you're always telling him you want him to open up and talk, and then when he does, you're like, no, you're wrong. And it's just like, oh my god. Very, very good episode. Acting wise, fantastic as always, and then the flashback with kind of Jack being there as well. It was, you know, it wasn't one of the flashback wise. I don't think it was one of the strongest, but I think it was just kind of, as it always does, accompanying what was going on in the present day as well. So, yeah, rating. I'm going to give this one an 8.7 out of 10. I think just below a 9. I think if the flashbacks were a little bit better, I would have given it a 9, and I think. I don't know, maybe it is a 9. No, I'm going to go an 8.7. I think a 9 sounds a bit too high, but I'm going to go a very high 8, because it was a very, very great episode. Love it. How many more? We're kind of coming towards the end of season 2, but not quite yet. I'm not going to say we're quite there just yet. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of the episode down below in the comments. And if you do want the early and uncut reactions to This Is Us, then link to the Patreon page will be in the description. And one of the comments down below where there should be an entire season ahead. And that'll be alongside my Twitter and Instagram if you want to follow me on either of those. And I shall see you next time for episode 12. Until then, take care. Peace.